7. In the chat, we have Thomas Bird, and yes, you are the only one here, Thomas Bird. Yeah, at least there's someone watching.
Hello, hello.
If anyone new comes in, Thomas Bird, you better not time them out. I know what you're like.
What's on the news today?
I'm Green Thunder, but Green Thunder's already here anyway, so. Man accidentally eats whole bar of laxative chocolate to his wife's amusement.
She's just sitting there like, I know that's a laxative chocolate, but I'm not going to tell him because he's an ass.
Yeah, he probably did what you did.
I've accidentally done this before. So.
Green Thunder, was it you by any chance?
No.
A woman has shared the hilarious story of what happened when her husband ate an entire bar of laxative chocolate. If you're in need of a good chuckle today, then boy, we've got a story for you. A woman has taken to social media to share the tale of her husband accidentally eating a whole bar of rather unusual chocolate. Look, obviously, hopefully you're having a good holiday. And while they may not sound particularly funny, you should know the chocolate was filled with laxatives. 12 doses of the stuff, to be precise.
It's a good detox.
He must have been on the toilet for a while.
I don't think he was on the toilet. I think he was hovering above it, just on a jet.
After a while, there's only so much you can push out there. It's incredibly painful because you sit there with the cramps, but you can't push anything out.
Yep. Author Avi Jimenez from Minnesota revealed all with permission from our partner on our Facebook page, and the hilarious story has gone viral with more than 140,000 likes and 172,000 shares.
Imagine your wife shares this on Facebook and it goes viral, and now you're known as this guy that shits.
Every guy shits is the man who made
Eating all back to the park.
Here's a look at the post. Everyone go look at the post that's got the internet and Abby cracking up. So last night my husband took some X-Lax. Then this morning some shit started going down, like literally. Said the level of diarrhea was so violent he immediately knew something was wrong. Well, I would imagine so.
Yeah. Oh. Even 1 to 2 squares is like hard on your body. XX is hard on your body. So like a whole chocolate bar is like, whoa.
You looked at the packaging and realized it said to eat 1 or 2 squares. It meant the tiny squares, not the entire block. Abby did the only thing she could think of and called poison control. On advice on how to help her partner. She had a bit of trouble getting through the call. I literally cannot stop laughing. She'd have called the guy. I did that and probably thought it was a prank call. I swear to God, I hope they record their calls. And enjoy that one at staff meeting later. Because thinking about me trying to explain that my 39-year-old husband just ate a whole block of X-Lax is making me weak. She continued, the guy was like the biggest risk of cramping, dehydration, and diaper rash.
Cramping diaper rash.
Diaper rash. 39-year-old man getting diaper rash.
Oh my gosh. You can't go into work like that. Guys, you can't work with diarrhea.
I think this guy may have took the day off work.
Yeah.
On the fucking vapor rush, I was not ready for the dude.
I'm gonna die right now.
My husband was so pissed. The pest control guy, the poison control guy kept chuckling and going, oh boy, oh boy. Dad, I'm not equipped to deal with this kind of crisis. I know it could have been super serious, but oh my god. Abby goes to reassure everyone that her husband is perfectly fine. But she, on the other hand, cannot cope with the whole thing. She has, I'm still crying. I can't even drink my latte because I'm choking thinking about spitting my coffee back into my mug. I had to lay down sideways in the restaurant booth because I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. Years after this happened, people on Facebook were also unable to cope. Yeah, you gotta
3
eat.
4 hours of pure hell.
Make sure it's proper
Okay.
chocolate, not fucking
Oh.
laxative chocolate.
You know what? And it's an easy mistake to be made. Like I've made it, and that's why they also say like with marijuana being legalized here in the United States. Can you hear me?
You just got out for a second, you're fine now.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, like, with marijuana also being legalized in some of the states here in the U.S., people also misread those labels as well and end up eating too much. Like, there was a cop, I guess, who ate too many brownies, and, like, he ended up calling 911 on himself, thinking he was going to die.
Yes, even those weren't just normal brownies.
You're not tweaking, you're just peeking, man.
Yep.
Did you just stick your? Okay,
No,
why
I
is it?
Excuse me? Stick what?
No, I thought the cat stuck her tail in the fan because the fan made a weird noise, but I don't know why the fan's making that noise.
The fan always makes weird noises, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And Mr. Misanthropic coming in.
Hey, Skittles.
Boy 7 has 526 teeth pulled out after complaining that his mouth is hurt.
What? All them his?
Boy 7 has 526 teeth pulled out after complaining that his mouth hurt.
My thing is, how are you 7 years old and your parents don't know you have 526 teeth?
Okay, I see. They're
In the video.
little tiny. Okay, they just showed it.
Ugh.
Oh.
Yeah, there's all those little tiny teeth. Look.
Oh my gosh, they made a little spider out of it too. How cute.
I guess the good news because they're all like those little tiny ones as well.
Yeah. Kind of creepy, weird, but
like grains of sand.
Totally. Yeah, it looks like I'm thinking it's like rocks, but it's like human teeth.
Yep. Doctors have pulled out 526 teeth from a 7-year-old boy's mouth in a world first after he complained that his mouth hurt. The boy called Ravindran, OT2, he only goes by one name, was admitted to a private hospital after suffering severe pain and swelling in his jaw. His parents, Parview Forney, and mum, Raki Kumari, he featured.
Nice.
He had cancer in his jaw when they took him to the Saifia Dental College in Chennai, India. The medics were stunned after they performed a CT scan and X-ray and found the large lesion in the body's mouth was filled with hundreds of teeth. Doctors further noticed a well-defined 5-inch bag like mass was moved entirely. Surgery was to be performed to remove the sac. It took doctors 5 hours of meticulous searching to remove all the minute teeth from the open bag-like specimen. Pathologist,
That's
pathologist,
incredible. It was like a bag of teeth.
So a cyst, but instead
Correct.
of water, teeth.
yeah, like a cyst is just full of teeth. That must have been painful to eat and stuff as well. Then,
Oh my goodness.
man, that would have been a nightmare.
Yes. That's pretty big sick, though. I mean, how? I mean, it sucks it's in India and they're probably impoverished. You know, they can't really. I mean,
Private hospital, so imagine he comes from a fairly wealthy family.
oh, okay. Well, then there's no excuse for that. Like your kid should be getting checkups, and you should be able to see 526 like teeth in a bag in their mouth. Like, I mean, the bulb of it at least. You
You don't know
know,
how long that's been going on for, though. That may just be a recent thing.
I don't know that you can grow all that recently though. Like, how long has that been there? You know.
It doesn't say. Pathologists called the sac the remnants of pearls in an oyster. According to doctors, this is the first ever documented case in the world in which an individual has been found to have so many teeth, have so many minute teeth. The child had been suffering for the last 4 years and was left undiagnosed. Maybe they did take him to the doctor.
Yeah.
He says his parents had taken him to the doctor, but the investigation couldn't be done because the boy didn't cooperate with the doctor. So at least they did try to take him to the doctor.
They did. You know, you don't want to like push somebody to do anything they don't want to do, but if that were my child, I would make them cooperate with the doctors. Like, you're going to have to get put to sleep then to get that stuff out, you know.
Professor P. Sentinel Nathan, I doubt that's how you pronounce his name. Fucking Carl from the Hospital Department of Oral and Archaeological Surgery said the parents first noticed the swelling when the boy was just 3 years old. And the tooth fairy is going to be working hard. Yes, he is. Or she is. I don't know what the fucking gender the tooth fairy is. But they didn't bother much as the swelling wasn't much then, and the boy did not cooperate with the investigation against the procedures either. Later, the swelling increased. Parents brought the boy to our hospital. Jesus.
Imagine having that, like, and trying to eat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, eating must have been a nightmare for this kid for
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. It must have been a nightmare for.
5 years.
Yeah, we opened up the jaw after administering general anesthesia and saw a bag of sac inside. The sac, weighing 200 grams, was carefully removed and later found to have 526 teeth, small, medium, and large. See, how did that even happen? How does teeth manage to?
I don't know. It's an anomaly. I know, like some babies are born with full sets of teeth. It's weird. It's really
Yeah, but
creepy.
like, you have like a thing attached to your mouth that actually has teeth in it. That's weird.
Yeah, the sac thing is weird. I've never heard of that.
Though some were very small particles, the doctor said they had properties of teeth. That's because they look like teeth. They are teeth. The boy's father, a farmer, said, "I thought it was cancer." The size of the lump was 5 centimeters and weighed over 100 grams. I thought it was cancer. I did not know about it. And doctors, I'd say, hello, Brook, I'm doing not bad yourself. Told me they can only do after investigation. At the age of 3, I took him to a government hospital. They did not get any proper treatment and counselling since he was a small kid, so we left after that. I'm very happy my child is fine. I am relieved he's eating happily and leading a normal life. Oh, that's good then. Oh, forgot to bring people in. Hang on, Chucker.
Am I fashionably late?
Always.
Yeah, by the way, where's Blind Girl? Because I seen it on
I
your
was
stream.
fashionable. I don't know about late.
Where's Blind Girl? Because I seen it on your stream.
I don't know.
She has the screaming short child,
Yeah.
the little one.
Not anymore. She didn't. It's after 5 for her.
That is true. The few minutes that she came in, it was to, or the few minutes that she came in at the end of my stream was to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's her kid, her mother, and her brother were there. So
So it makes sense she came to escape for a while then.
What?
yeah,
I see how it is.
Do.
da.
That.
Yeah, she did, but it's
Dun,
not.
dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Oh,
she's 5 o'clock there, so she shouldn't have a kid with her anymore.
I don't know.
I thought she had him till 7.
Does she?
I thought so.
No, he told me
That's
this.
why I was gonna say that's why your stream usually start. Yeah. I was gonna say I thought that's why like on Saturdays and Wednesdays her streams usually start a few minutes late, is so she can hand her off the Tinkles.
No, it's usually 5 on a Saturday.
Oh. Maybe she's just arguing with Tinkles that much.
I don't know.
She does love a good argument.
I know. It's not till 7, it's still 5. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered. I did have a second row of teeth that I lost, but not as many as that kid. Come to think of it.
Pedophile Jeffrey Epstein wanted to freeze his penis and seed humanity with his DNA.
Yes, do it.
Please. No,
I'm just kidding.
we don't want this.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
That's really creepy. Didn't they say his penis was like egg shaped? According to reports, like some of the victims were saying his penis was odd. It was egg shaped, and that's how they were able to link him to the stuff.
no, this is the masher, not the onion. Pedophile Jeffrey Epstein wanted to cryogenically freeze his penis and see the human race of his DNA, according to Morning Tone. According to new report. A New York Times investigation revealed that Epstein's bizarre obsession with eugenics, which is the science of improving humanity by controlled breeding. Epstein, a 66-year-old millionaire hedge fund manager, reportedly hung around some of the country's most prominent scientists and academics, telling them about his eccentric goals. The Manhattan financier, worth $559 million, apparently wanted to begin to spread his DNA before freezing his body parts became necessary, telling scientists and businessmen that he wanted to unleash his new Mexico rounds as a personal baby farm. The fuck? Yeah, as if this guy couldn't get any more creepy, I agree.
Yeah.
And what the hell's up with this guy? According to this investigation, Epstein, a former friend of Donald Trump, as well as Bill and Hillary Clinton, wanted his 7,500-acre ranch to be dubbed as Zorro, to be a base where he would impregnate 20 women at a time, according to an offer on virtual reality expert Jaron Lanier. What? This guy's a freak.
He was more of a friend to Bill and Hillary than he was to Donald. But I always love how they have to add him in.
Yeah, they always had to add him in.
Yeah. Like he was banned from Mar-a-Lago. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's his resort. Anyways,
Nobody's done. Lanier, a NASA scientist, told him Epstein had based the idea on repository of germinal choice. There was an elite sperm bank stuck with the sperm of hello Gorlock Bear, so yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, you should be surprised. The man's a freak.
yeah. I'm sure they did some freaky stuff in that island compound place.
There's an elite sperm bank stuck with the noble. He wanted to strengthen his human genetics with the DNA. The repository closed down in 1999. I'm glad. Lanier said he suspected Epstein's pies which invited academically brilliant, attractive women, may have been in the front of Epstein screen candidates to have his babies. Yes, hello, I will take the chocolate milk. Which may have been a front of for Epstein to screen candidates to have babies. The investigation also highlighted Epstein's interest in transhumanism, which improves the human population through technology like artificial intelligence.
This whole time I've been wondering if this is a form of obviously eugenics.
Well, yes, it literally admitted that it was a form of eugenics.
Creepy. Yeah.
Hello, Honest Killer. I'm glad this isn't allowed to happen.
Yeah.
Or at least it shouldn't be allowed to happen.
I agree.
Or genetic engineering. Transhumanism is often viewed as a modern-day version of eugenics.
This is how dystopian novels are formed in movies.
A person familiar with transhumanism reportedly said that he had a conversation with Epstein who said they wanted his head and penis to be frozen with cryogenics, the unproven science of freezing bodies to be unfrozen and brought back to life in the future. Well, so you basically want to do fucking a Futurama then?
Yeah. Well, allegedly Disney's been cryogenically frozen. Walt Disney.
Yeah, you wanted to do a fucking Futurama then, didn't they? Just
Yeah.
frozen for 1,000 years. Well, some associates of the ultra wealthy alleged sex predator believes he was brilliant. Why are you saying what did they say he was a pedophile? Another saying he's an alleged sex predator. He's either a pedophile or he's an alleged. You can't be both at the same time.
Well, I mean, technically, pedophile does get thrown around a little too much.
Yeah, it literally says pedophile in the headline. When it comes to this, it says alleged sex predator.
They have to cover their ass, I guess, because he's still in the process of getting to the trial. Maybe he hasn't been found guilty. No, he has been found guilty. That was the whole thing. Yeah, so I don't know why they would say that like that.
Especially when it says pedophile in the title.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as a billionaire who isn't insane? No, because if you were to make it that far in life, you have to be a bit weird.
Almost every genius has some sort of quirk or weirdness, I believe, personally.
Believed he was brilliant. Harvard cognitive psychologist Steven Pinker said he was an intellectual imposter. Pinker told the Times he would abruptly change the subject and dismiss an observation with an adolescent wisecrack. He's been convicted in the past. There's nothing alleged about it.
Yeah, I thought so too. They gave him a sweetheart deal. I remember now. It was like he could work, he could do whatever he wanted. He went to jail sometimes. was on house arrest in his like billionaire compound.
You get to work, but you have to sleep at this really posh prison.
Epstein's lofty schemes of a human race laced of his DNA all seemed to come crashing down when he was arrested for sex trafficking girls on numerous property. A lot of billionaires tend to have antisocial traits. Not colloquial, but psychological too. Epstein needs to be castrated. Yes, he does. He just had to be at rich people jail at night.
And that's what actually kind of like infuriates me is that there's
Even
no
jail, then you just
fair level like playing field. Like this man gets away with this for so long, but like had he been like Enrique on the corner of like Fifth and Mexican Town or whatever, he would be fucked.
that's what I don't get. Like, why? So basically, he was free like 16 hours a day, and as long as he slept in there, he was fine. Basically, like,
Yeah,
I only sleep in prison. That's pretty much what he does then.
Our laws have yet to catch up with all this like pedophilia, like little girl stuff. Because I see people getting harsher penalties for, things as like marijuana, or something that is nonviolent versus like kiddie porn or, child molestation and things like that. Like how do you give probation for something like that? I'm so sorry to derail.
It's fine. It's on topic. Prosecutors have prepared over 1 million pages of evidence detailing how Epstein used his wealth to recruit a vast network of underage victims in his homes in Manhattan, Palm Beach, in Florida, and New Mexico. I've seen hundreds of penalties for stealing from a gas station. Look, and it was only on the weekends. So basically, he was pretty much free then. As long as he slept in a prison on the weekends, he was fine. Pretty much. How is that a fucking punishment?
it's not.
It's not. He's just very well connected. And here's the thing. Arms Killer in the chat just said, surprised Epstein has not been suicided twice in the back of the head. I agree with that. He knows way too much about way too many important people.
I wonder if that's exactly why he got what he did.
Of course.
Because he knows too much.
I wonder how big the fucking judge's pay pocket must have been at the end of that.
Not only that, but how many judges is he friends with who he has sold kiddie porn to or has sold underage massage therapists to? I mean, think about that. And where did he get his money? Nobody knows where this guy got his money. Really?
The trial is expected to take place in the summer or fall of 2020. Prosecutors is expected to last at least a month. If that guy couldn't get any more fucking weird.
Yes.
Somehow he manages it.
Oof. If that was his sort of train of thought and thinking, just imagine what those sex rooms were like for those poor girls.
Yep. Oh, chocolate. He put it back in again.
Yeah, he has.
Dude.
Hey, Chucker.
Apparently he's attempted suicide once.
Yeah, he was.
That's the job.
I heard about that.
Well, normally I'm not for suicide, but since this guy failed, I think he should probably try again.
He has a full-on rape temple on his island. Pictures have been leaked. Yes, they have been. And, yeah. So, you know what else has been leaked? All the flight logs of people who have visited that island. And it's kind of funny. Bill Clinton has visited, like, what? They said 26 times on the flight log. What other important people were on there? Who was on there? Kevin Spacey was on there. I remember that name. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre what people can get away with just bits of paper, which is money. I'm sorry, I'll stop now.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Do.
Do.
Yep. Antique Victorian dildo to return to Ireland to mark country's sexual history.
Ireland wants their dildo back. How dare people steal it?
Huh.
Hello, Math Queen.
Hey, Math Queen!
What up, man?
He says he knows and knows. He points towards behind bars. He should kill himself. Is this reaching the flight log in the black book? And in the black book, Trump was in the flight log, and Clinton was in the black book. This has truly been a massive group effort from people all over Ireland to save an important piece of Irish sexual history. An antique dildo, an antique sex toy with Anglo-Irish origins has been bought from an international buyer and will return to Ireland. The woman who ran a public campaign to acquire it has said.
That's a large dildo.
Yeah, I mean,
Ivory, too.
we were getting to that part.
I'm so sorry.
The 19th century ivory dildo was sold in 2017 to a wealthy private collector from the US for £2,900 or €3,200. Spy script ticket here. Maybe I think Ghost Bear doing movie night things. I think he might be there. But then Cryptic may turn up if it's a penis story and we mention his name, so he probably will turn up at some point.
I don't care how rich you are, why would you buy an antique dildo?
It's a piece of history, man. Everything is important. Sexuality is important as well. Learning its origins, the evolution of it.
I'm all for history, but I'm not too keen on seeing the dildo that freaking Mary Magdalene used.
It still has the stuff on it. Nobody's washed it. I'm so sorry. I'll mute myself.
Thunder, did you really say you didn't want to know what Mary Magdalene used?
No, I don't. I'm not interested in seeing the dildo that Mary Magdalene used.
Well, she didn't need to. She's so long. Think about it.
Well, last week a customer emails Rona Scott, the owner of the online sex shop, Sex Sofa, informing her that item was up for auction again. And it made my heart sag when it was sold. It seemed like an important piece of Irish sexual history. Sometimes I think of Irish history, unless it's something tied to the famine or 1916, it gets a little forgotten or reprioritized. But you didn't have the cash to buy the antique auction, and on Monday I asked the island for public donations. As public for donations, she said their intention was to relocate the dildo to a museum in Ireland. It probably did hurt to use, but back then you wouldn't have cared. Mrs. Monroe on Twitter, I didn't have the extra cash necessary to purchase the ghost ridden in more ways than one ivory sex toy. I have zero clue how museum management works, or if anywhere would take it. So I need help. Who can save me this dildo? Confirmed.
Real fast, I would like to add arms killer. There is a thing the human body does if you train it that it will stretch. So there is some ladies that have ruined themselves that just, I don't want to get into it more than that.
Yeah, if confirmed as authentic, the sex toy is thought to be around 130 years old and was owned by a wealthy Anglo-Irish household. It received more than 100 bids from nearly 40 countries around the world when it was auctioned in 2017. At the time, Matthew's Fine Art auction rooms advertised the sale with antique carved ivory ladies, companion in scarlet-lined leather upholstered carry box with inset beveled glass panel. Just before the item was sold, auctioneer Damien Matthews explained the original item was fighting a battle in China. Hello, Pink Salmon. Enjoy your ranch. All hail Blue Whale. 1889 Boxer Rebellion, where he decided to have it made and sent back to Ireland for his wife. It was truly romantic, he said. You can talk all about smutty as a smutty thing, but this was much an object of love and desire. It goes beyond erotica. It screams love and devotion. It is very rare. I've ever come across anything like it in 25 years.
Well, in that case, it is a lovely gesture, but I still don't want to own it.
Pink Salmon comes in after talking about dildos. Something smells fishy on this one. Okay. 25 years of trapezing around the country is a rarity, and it is Irish. I think that person looked way too much into fucking dildo, I think. To be honest, I mean, it's just a piece of fucking elephant's tusk. That's all it is.
Does it still smell like fish after all these years?
Probably. I mean, I can't imagine, given its age, possibly. I mean, people didn't exactly wash very often back then, so.
Yeah.
Listen, running water is hard to come when you're starving to death. Do you have to sit on my phone, Cat? Seriously?
She posted Scott posted regular updates about the process of a crowdfund on Twitter. Between 4:20 and 8 p.m. and around 8 p.m. Informed their followers that they'd won the dildo for Ireland. The businesswoman was accepting donations via her PayPal account. She described her excitement. I've already gotten a ton of support and interest in shut up. From historians and museum staff who want me to help me with this project. Yes, the cat to sit on your phone is probably just trying to warm its butt. This has truly been a massive group effort from people all over Ireland to save an important piece of Irish sexual history. I can't believe that I get to be a part of it. Of all the things in history, you only care about dildo.
I can't believe I get to be a part of dildo history.
Yes, you're the one that brings an old dildo back. You pull me in, fine.
Speaking of an old dildo.
Nice.
That is a very interesting segue. Welcome introduction.
The man's arrived.
Yeah. Hello there. Hello there, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Peter.
Just really quickly, there is something I did want to say for anyone who was watching my stream just then. It's not lesbians of Phobos I was talking about. It was leather goddesses of Phobos. Kind of the same thing, I know, but different title. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I don't know what you just said. I don't know what you just said, but you're all good.
Well, no, I was saying I'm doing the retro stream tomorrow. I'm going to do old-fashioned text adventures, and one of them is going to be leather goddesses of Phobos. I've managed to find a copy of it.
So
Yeah, you
when
can
are you
put it
going
on
to
your
play
stream
Custard's
later.
Revenge?
Eh?
Sounds like fun.
It's an Infocom slightly pornographic game, and I'm going to play it tomorrow.
Yeah. So when are you going to play Custard's Revenge? I know you have it.
I don't have Custer's Revenge, actually, Green. I don't.
Why not?
That's right. Neither did Custer.
The Battle of Little Big Horny.
Oh my lord.
Please, Mr. Custer, I don't want to go.
News.
Sorry.
Here's what Trump is
News.
putting up with his racist sound bites. Sender Home is not the home
Seriously.
story. It says Fleet Fox. It says Fleet Street Fox.
Oh, Fleet Street Fox is a fucking idiot. I used to actually like her. I've
I
actually
don't even know what this is.
I've spoken to her before. She's a former Mirror columnist
Well, this is the Mirror.
who's gone. Well, all right. Well, she's a current Mirror columnist then. But when I spoke to her, she was like staff at the Mirror. But I believe she went independent. But
I got a position for her on my staff.
actually, no.
Dang.
I've seen her. She is actually a bit hot, but she's a fucking idiot.
Perhaps you've heard that Donald Trump told many black opponents to go home and fix Somalia, Baltimore, Puerto Rico, and Lebanon. For expressing an opinion about his many failings. You probably haven't heard about the evidence that his mates have been doing. Have been doing everything possible to give Saudi Arabia a nuclear weapon.
Right, I'm gonna say this article is the perfect example of what. Oh, it was talking about this the other day. I think it was Donut Operator did a video about people just suddenly turning up. In
Oh, I
Trump's
love Donut
feed.
Operator.
Yeah, just suddenly turning up in Donald Trump's tweet feeds and just going, "Oh no, I'm not happy about this," and X, Y, and Z. But Fleet Street Fox used to cover celebrity news, kind of, the kind of TMZ kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then she just went into politics. Yeah, naughty and some people love the dumb and giving. Trump derangement syndrome, yes it is.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we get too much farther into this, I need to point out something again because I'm actually from the DC Baltimore area. It is a hellhole. It is rat infested. I mean, it's bad when a news crew from DC went up to Baltimore, which ain't but an hour drive.
Yeah, it's something to say. There was rats in the background of the
No, we should not.
Right, they went up there. They went up there to prove that. They went up there to prove Trump wrong, and a rat ran through. I love it.
Yeah, Britain has been supplying.
No. Calling a rat
£10
infested
to stream
area
that.
rat
I
infested
will
is
go up
because
there and waterboard Scotty.
it's
Britain has been supplying the Saudis with fucking weapons.
I'm kidding. Right, someone is clipping. I think. Right.
I read my own fucking chat, Peter. Fuck's sake. Peter, Britain has been supplying the Saudis with fucking weapons. I wouldn't be surprised if the US was doing it too. I'm pretty sure they are.
Doing what now?
Supplying Saudi Arabia with weapons. I wouldn't be shocked.
I'm not so sure about weapons, but throughout the Trump era or Obama era, he was sending out pallets of cash to all these countries. So if they didn't send him weapons, they sure as hell gave him the money to buy them.
Yeah. Yeah, Pink Salmon, there are way worse things you could have clipped up from my streams.
No, I think she means audio quality. Green Thunder, who like since I've got here, has spoken a couple of times. He's got his usual audio quality, as of you and Pumpkin Trucker, which makes me think it's either me or Maria.
You sound fine to me.
So I sound fine. Maria, are you on your phone?
No, I do have new like headphone things,
Sound fine enough.
but then I sound
Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the fake skin deposit.
Right.
That's what you already ordered. Jasmine Khashoggi to be sliced and diced in an embassy desk. Got his hands on a hydrogen bomb. Those troubles would not be any less troubled. Would not be the less troubled if what the Trump administration is accused of doing would make the world indefinitely worse for 40,000 years or more.
We need to have Scott and get touched by Boris Johnson.
No, we don't. We don't.
Yes, you rapscallion. You oink.
Okay, but yeah. She sounds fine on the screen, so it should be okay.
No, I do kind of see what Pinky is saying. Maria, you are kind of in the higher, like when you're talking, and you do sound as if you are very close to the mic.
Oh my
Doesn't sound that
God.
hard. Just move on, man. Yeah.
Which is why I asked, are you on your phone? Because that's when people hold the phones. No, that's when people hold mics close to them.
Why is it every time you come on here, it always ends up getting derailing into something else?
Well, no, actually, Scotsman, this time I've not done it deliberately. I'm taking a cue from the chat, and I'm like, okay, I've noticed this problem as well.
All right, let me check. This is my first time on.
It doesn't sound that bad, to be honest. It's doable. I've heard worse.
It is distorting you a little bit, Maria. That's
It's
all.
not much of a problem.
Okay, how's that?
He's doing would make the world indefinitely worse for 40,000 years or more. She can't be serious with that, surely.
Surely she is, and don't call her Shirley. But I'm pumped.
I've been wanting to make that joke for a long time.
I think there's no 40,000 years or more. Like, really? We've only discovered agriculture in the last 10,000 years. I mean, what the fuck? Can I have the drug that she's on, please? If she's serious about that. Sounds like a paper cup, but fine. Okay, fair enough. You ever notice because there's only so much space in our news bulletins and brains, and Trump's verbal monstrosities take up all the available bandwidth. The report from the Congressional Committee on Oversight and Reform. It's a powerful body, being the U.S. equivalent of the House of Commons, with the job of overseeing almost all government bodies. Something got stuck in a kangaroo pig. So, in the past, I spent 5 years and 35 million investigating Bill Clinton.
Or he's probably fighting an emu.
It's investigating torture at Abu Ghraib. Fuck knows. The weak response to Hurricane Katrina, and more recently, corporate interests trying to flog the U.S. nuclear technology. Worrying for Trump, the committee has the power to issue subpoenas forcing people to give testimony. Before Trump became president, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, had now jailed former General Michael Flynn for promoting a consortium called IP3 International, which wanted to sell nuclear tech to Saudis and build 40 nuclear power plants. I3's personnel included a retired general who accused of leaking state secrets about a computer virus used to disable an Iranian nuclear facility. A Reagan-era advisor who admitted 4 counts of upholding information in the Iran-Contra arms dealing scandal. Trump's first overseas visit after becoming president in 2017 was to Saudi Arabia. He signed a $4 billion investment, or $4 billion investment deal. A $400 billion, fucking hell. Deep state. Dan watching porn isn't a story makes a man's penis neutral, no matter how hot the chick is. Oh, it's your fault, Cryptic. Yes, Pink Salmon, that is my voice. This is called being Scottish and smoking too much.
So, that's fine.
Yeah, at least you showed up.
All right, Cuban. Cuban, can I ask a weird question?
Yes.
All right, you've got earbuds in because you don't want your neighbors to hear private stuff.
But
Yes. I don't want
stuff.
Well, no, I
You, you do. You
I
do
want-
realize we are live on YouTube right now.
correct, but people don't know me like that on YouTube. Like this is like my actual like neighbors. So like if like for example, I don't care if they hear what I say because then they'll only know like half of the conversation. Like obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say like private stuff. But what I'm saying is like, what if something comes through? Because all of us really don't have. Most of us here don't really have a filter. What if something is said on here that I'm listening to? That
I don't care, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
I don't care, but I've got to live next to and above
Shut up, Scotty, with
people.
love. Yeah, I love you too, Blind Girl. I was just taking the piss.
Wait a sec, Maria.
Fair
are you
enough.
tone policing right now?
Your
I
voice
right?
can read me bedtime stories. I love it. Oh, thank you. At least someone. I think she's like the first person to actually comment on my voice and like it
Who?
and
Well,
not make
no.
fun of it.
To be fair, Scotsman, I
I
would
love
love
your voice, Scotty.
I
I,
would-
love your accent.
Scotsman, I would love you to read me Train Spotting by Irvin Welsh.
Okay. Well, the thing is, that was Edinburgh. That wasn't even nowhere near me.
Oh, one of his any other films. I think not films, books. I think he's
What do you think, Wayne?
genuinely. I think he's got a novel called Skag. Weirdly,
I want bedtime stories from Scotsman. What's that going to be like? I think it's American time, though, so it'll be like fucking 4 a.m. for me or something like bedtime with Scotty.
well, no. Hang on. Hang on a sec. I've got a.
Just can a bunch of children's books.
Hang on a sec. I've just noticed something here. Hang on a sec. Guys, you know I do audiobooks over on my channel. That's Peter Ullman.
And you never got you never got requested for it.
Actually, I did. That's why I started doing it.
Reed, go the fuck to sleep. Anyway, back to the fucking news. Before Trump
Hold
even
on, one-
his son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
Yes, I'm all with Scotsman. Tom, I fucking love it. Yeah. Right, so
Yeah,
I
but-
just thought of
Right,
bedtime
so
stories
I'm
with
just gonna
Scotsman.
crinkle and pop some
Back to the fucking news, please, people.
microphone.
Why is every time you come on, it always gets derailed? Every single time. Every single fucking time.
yeah, I've told you
I
before.
think it gets derailed always anyway.
No, but when Peter comes on, it just gets ramped up to like fucking tenfold. This is he's a bad luck charm. And James Woodlight says gammon.
The other
Yeah.
book-based meat.
He signed a $4 billion investment deal, $400 billion investment deal, and talked about the two countries isolating Iran. Kushner has reportedly met the Crown Prince privately too. Well, Obama also gave money to Iran, but you didn't say anything about it. The committee this week revealed 60,000 pages of emails showing that Trump's long-term fixed friend campaign fundraiser Tom Barrack was sharing drafts of Trump's speeches with the Saudis. And was lobbying for the job of a special envoy to the region and trying to buy into one of the IP3 companies, which would have meant that he financially benefited from any deal. The committee found evidence that IP3 had access to Trump, his son-in-law, and his advisors. The Saudi leader is said to have boasted Kushner with his. Kushner was in his pocket when Khashoggi was slaughtered for criticizing the regime. A year later, Trump continued to back his desert dictatorship. He said no one had directly pointed a finger at Bin Salman, even though the CIA and United Nations had done exactly that. He refused the UN request for the FBI to investigate. In February this year, the committee reported whistleblowers had raised grave concerns about law-breaking, conflicts of interest, and ethics violations in the White House. It said 24% of the $7 billion Barack had raised in investments since Trump first ran for president came from the Persian Gulf. This is such heresy, yes it is. I'm just drinking my Adam Brew. Yep. Yeah, drinking a Adam Brew, you'll end up sounding like me one day. I think you'd want that, but you know. Now the committee has released the second report. It contains evidence that IP3 and its supporters were lobbying for the nuclear tech to be sold to the Saudis with no guarantee that it would happen to be used for weapons, that it wouldn't be used for weapons. And again, Obama done the same thing, and you didn't say anything. Nothing was said about that. It's okay when Obama does it. Such promise is the gold standard for all nuke deals under U.S. law. The result of the non-proliferation treaties hundreds of countries have signed since 1945.
What's actually interesting is I think they are starting to go after Obama for a few certain things. As much as they want to keep it hush-hush and, you know, not derail his, like, legacy, I do think a lot of people are starting to ask more questions here about him, to be fair.
Oh, this person isn't, clearly.
Yeah, well, it's the mirror.
Get some whiskey on that, for love. This may sound bad for a Scot. I don't actually like whiskey.
Oh,
Which I know sounds bad for a Scottish person not to like whiskey, but I just don't like whiskey.
I'm an Englishman and I love whiskey.
Yeah, you think a Scottish person would love whiskey? I just don't like whiskey.
Whiskey and I have a love-hate relationship.
I still like the taste of it. Even when I make it with other stuff, I can still taste the whiskey, so I just don't drink it. At least with vodka, I don't like the taste of vodka either, but at least you can down the
Ugh,
taste
yeah.
of vodka.
It's, yeah.
Once you get drunk enough, it's not really that much of a problem anyway, but
I'm a traitor to Russians. I don't like vodka.
that's why it's venison for your throat with honey.
God.
I think I just need to stop smoking so much.
It's probably not even that, though, Scotsman. It's probably you just need to shut up for 10 minutes. I'm kidding. I am kidding.
You're saying I speak too much even though I barely speak.
Scotsman, I was joking, you.
I am like one of the most antisocial people you probably meet. The only person more antisocial than me is probably Chucker.
Scotsman, I was joking, you antisocial fool.
Although I've been waiting for a chance to say something, Peter.
Go on.
Imagine the bedtime story with Scotty. Sorry, Scotty. Once upon a time, some blonde cunt broke into a house and drank all the porridge.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Once upon a time, there were 3 bears that lived in a house. In a house, even. And they all went out one night. They came back and just it just all kicked off and someone got stabbed.
I mean, at least Peter's accent was terrible, but at least it was better than Trucker's, which just sounded like a terrible Irish accent.
Yeah, well.
Such a promise.
Remember me saying, I love that voice and that accent.
Yes.
Pay no attention.
No,
Scott,
no,
you
but-
have a lovely voice.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
I think all of you do.
I just burned my hand.
Like releasing treaties of hundreds of countries have signed since 1945. But these guys wanted to live for Saudi Arabia. Why is that? Your voice has a fluffy, soft quality like getting sleep. Thank you, I guess. Your voice is very nice as well, actually. Yeah, it's not a story until someone gets stabbed. Exactly. A lot of people seem to love accents, even though you people are the ones with the accents. I don't have an accent.
I love accents. Like, I could listen to all of you guys for a very long time.
And the Saudis are saying that if Iran gets nuclear weapons, they'd want them too. That's part of the reason for the nuclear deal. The US signed up with 5 EU countries to stop Iran enriching uranium. These are simple to one fucking Trump to get in war with Iran, don't they? Oh, where the fuck is my lighter go? Okay. Oh my god, I've lost my lighter.
Scotsman, I've got one here, mate. Do you want that?
It's helpful when you're like fucking 500 miles away.
Well,
I'm
to be
telling
fair,
y'all-
Scotsman, you have already told us you would walk 500 miles. So
I know it's coming, you're very original. So African accents are weird. Fuck's sake.
South Africa. Oh, the South African. Yeah. It's like on the scale of vowels. If you shift them all up one, that's what they're good for. So instead of down one, even South African. So it's supposed to be SOU. So it's South African. That was probably awful, but
I actually thought Ginger Knightley was South African.
no, she's American, but she's lived in England most of her life, so she kind of has the English
I thought,
influence.
I thought she was the South African the first time I heard her. Yeah, night games were night.
Arms Killer says fucking prawns.
There was an act of Trump tore up in 2018, an act of undiplomacy which led to Iran recently announced it had more enriched uranium than the deal allowed for. Because everyone has an accent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has an accent. Someone else.
It's true. Everyone has different voices.
Mhm.
A potential excuse for the US to sell billions of dollars worth of nuclear weapons to the Saudis to promote peace. All of us suspicious that the Iran deal was destroyed out of capitulation, out of avarice. Price. Such greed at a heavy price. Saudi would have the ability to crush his neighbors. And strict Wahhabi Islam would be rammed down the throats, causing yet more strife. You know, the lefty actually fucking. Well, Americans do have accents.
Good lord, there's about 5 or 6 at least American accents.
Yeah, Eastern,
Shit.
New York. You got the New York, you got the Southern. I have Midwest. A
That
Midwest
being the
accent.
case, Scrappy, you here?
Over here, there's at least in Scotland alone, there's at least 10.
Yeah.
They Crappy, come on long enough to hear this so they can hear your voice.
Do you think Crappy can work out how to get onto StreamYard?
So
Yeah, I sat and showed them yesterday.
Ah, cool.
You're cryptic to me. You just sound American. So you don't sound Asian at all.
My accent is me love you long time.
Because he doesn't even sound Asian. He just sounds American.
Oh,
Pinky,
yeah.
So, Pinky, answer me a question. Define. How about we get a little more specific when you say Southern? Are you talking about light Southern like mine? Are you talking West Virginian?
West Virginia.
Are you talking Alabama?
And then there's
Alabama?
Louisiana's quite different as well. Yeah,
Louisiana, talking about the quarter there.
Flight lights.
Well, Louisiana, we talk about going down a quarter there, Shad.
Cryptic, I wanted to ask you if you have a problem with your R's, but I don't want to come off racist.
No, he doesn't.
I'm just joking. Washington, yeah, I've heard people say wash. Take the wash out.
Oh, Pinky's from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah, I know.
Now, we talking Texarkana, where everybody looks at you and says, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Louisiana, cool, Pinky. So you're used to like Southern Louisiana? I know there's a difference between West and East.
I knew a gal down in Zoll. I know a gal was raised down in Zoll, Louisiana. She did talk a lot like this, and I'm just sitting there saying, "Just talk to me, baby." Anyway,
back to the news.
On to the news.
And it helps that I thought she was hot as hell because Peter, she was a ginger. Yeah.
News. Oh. Prisoners to be allowed to vote in Scottish shop, people. I think. Prisoners to be allowed to vote in Scottish elections.
Don't you have the power to mute us?
Shut up.
No, he just kicks us out of the stream altogether.
Prisoners to be allowed to vote in Scottish election this month, despite MSPs not having yet to back change. I know what this is. It's the desperate attempt to try and get votes. This is the desperate attempt to try and get votes. Prisoners to be allowed to vote in the Scottish election this month, despite MSPs not having the approval. Having yet to approve the controversial law change, MSP ministers have announced. Mike Russell, the Constitutional Relations Minister, unveiled plans giving inmates, ordinary residents in Scotland, Shetland, the right to vote in a 100 by-election on August the 29th. Yeah, basically they're desperate for votes, and they're just letting prisoners vote so they can get more votes.
Well, no, I'm sorry, but if you go to prison, you give up your right to vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they don't care, though, because there's more votes.
But no, to be fair, only whilst you're in prison. If you get out, you get it back.
Yeah, if you get out, you've done your time, fair enough. But
yeah.
If you're
it's just
prison,
it's not working out for them, and that's what it is. So
Yeah,
it's not working out for them, so they're trying to change the rules now. So okay, so now prisoners can vote, illegal immigrants can vote. They want to get rid of the electoral college, and there's actually a law. Yeah, there's actually a law that they have found where states can not give their electoral votes to said candidate if the majority of the population votes against them. The state gets penalized, but I mean, they're just changing the rules because they're just a fucking mess, to be honest with you. Like, I view them as a mess and as an impartial person.
This is Scotland, not America, so this doesn't happen. There's no electoral college.
Yeah.
So, but it's just an attempt for them to get more votes because they're slowly hemorrhaging support. So any vote they can get is good for them, basically. In fact, if you're an ex-prisoner, you've done your time, you can just move on. But if you're the one if you're in prison, no, you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Oh, Lord, Scotty, I think someone's offering you to show her titties.
Who?
Pink Salmon says, "No, sir. We're looking to we know how to party outside steak, wings, pizza, milk, titties, and craft beer." So I think that something tells me she may be offering to show you some
Oh, she
titties.
says no. She's not going to show her tits.
Well, no, I think she was offering to show some craft beer.
I'll take the beer, though.
Of course you would.
It depends on the beer.
Yeah, I'm Scottish. I'm not going to turn down alcohol. Hey, like, share, and subscribe.
That reminds me. How do I like the stream? Okay, good.
You liked on your other account as well, like you normally do?
Come to a football game versus
I
Tennessee.
guess I could. Except I have no clue where my tablet. Oh, there's my tablet. Okay, one second.
What is craft beer, anyways? I don't really understand.
It's
I
like
will show display my taste. No alcohol needed. No cryptic.
Yeah,
I will be plenty. I want all the alcohol in the world to see that.
craft beer is beer made by any independent brewery, basically. And generally, craft beer tends to be like beer or lager.
Hipsters. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why don't
hipster-
men know how to
hipster
apologize?
shit.
If Azzy and Ari's recent
Mini Brute.
Mia Khalifa is to be considered progressive when it comes to Me Too remorse, and it's clear a lot of men still have a long way to go. You're saying because that because they think they're always right. Because Zani right. In an opening monologue of Azari's comedy special of Right Now, the comedian addresses the allegations of sexual misconduct made against him last year. The event has sent the rising star with an Emmy-winning TV series into a relative hibernation. I'm sure there's some of you that are curious how I feel about the whole situation. As Ani says, shoulders dropped, making eye contact with the audience. I felt so many things in the last year or so. Me Too is a show. There's times I felt scared, there's times I felt humiliated, there's times I felt embarrassed, and ultimately I just feel terrible. That is terrible that this person felt that way. Apparently I do a pretty good apology. Do I?
Titties and beer. Titties and beer.
It's a nice reflection on the moment which won't open the discussion on the grey areas of Me Too movement and how consent itself can be defined was much anticipated, which is why so many who were initially sympathetic to his Nani last year were left disappointed with his reaction, believing it to be a non-apology or an apology that renders him and his career as the real victims. Well, he did say he felt terrible the person felt that way, so I mean, does anyone know what he actually done? I'll take that as a no. After watching his song, I started thinking about apologies and, in particular, whether I've ever been taught how to give one. Then I had the problem
It's
with
right. I actually really well, I say really slightly, but I do actually feel for Aziz Ansari. He had a bad date and then got dragged into the whole Me Too thing.
what did he actually do though? Because
Apparently, all he did was the girl he went on a date with wanted to go back and have sex, and his technique wasn't quite to her taste.
was that,
So afterwards,
she wanted to have sex with him. He had sex with her, and then
yeah. So after that, she just went, "Nah, fuck it. I didn't enjoy it. That was rape."
how does that count?
Apparently it does. But
Just because you were shit at it doesn't mean that it's rape. The fuck?
Well, hell, the newest one is some guy got kicked out of school because it's rape if it's rape by shit. What the hell's the word? Cajon. Shit. He flirted with
I
her.
think Gavin.
Hey,
Oh,
by the way,
All right, Pinky.
Tom, check your Discord DMs.
After watching Insani's show, I started thinking about apologies and in particular whether I had been taught how to give one. Should I have the standard primary school lessons? If you heard someone say sorry, if you steal something from someone, say sorry. If you make someone upset, say sorry. But as far as I'm concerned, I know this was where my lesson ended. How do you really apologize properly then? Because there's a thing called over apologizing.
Yeah. And I'm
Sorry about
I
that.
am sorry for that. If I have ever done that in the past or in the future, I am sorry for over apologizing for anything I have ever done, ever.
Which can get really annoying. So therefore, like, what you're supposed to do is over apologizing. Stop being so Canadian. You should see the Canadian I talk to on a regular basis. Talk about fucking debunking the fucking Canadian being nice stereotype. Again, the one fucking person in the whole country that isn't nice. And if you listen to this, I love you, really. I left school believing that an apology was a convenient way to stop a conversation in its entirety. I didn't learn that it could be a reflective moment, one when I acknowledged my flaws in my personal choices that led to an outcome that was advantageous to me at the expense of someone else. To me, employing the term sorry or I apologize was a way to finish a particularly difficult conversation and be immune to any further consequence of that. Some of that's because I grew up as a cisgender. No, it wasn't. Fucking hell. What does that? What does that have to do with being male? Thomas Bird, what the fuck are you doing? I think that's Arabic. Well, those aren't links, you know.
The hell?
Shitting things here. No. See, Peter, the reason you rent everyone is because people like Thomas Bird. If Peter's even still here.
Yeah, I am. Sorry. Say again, mate.
I'm saying the reason you should rent everyone is because of people like Thomas Bird.
Can you honor him? I want to freaking give him a timeout for speaking in tongues.
No. Because if we ever get raided again, he's very useful. It's good to have him prepared.
Like I say, I generally don't get this kind of idiocy on my channel.
Because the thing about him is the power just goes to his head, and therefore he just times out anyone that doesn't have a range. And so when it comes to a raid, he's very useful. Yeah, some of that's because I'm here to make an expansion. Yeah, hello, Agent Penis. Some of that's because I've grown up as a cisgendered male. What does that have to do with being a cisgendered male? Please tell me.
Nothing.
Like, what is the way you apologize or how you conceive apology anything to do with your gender? It's not. Like, really. 2015 study showed that women are more likely to apologize than men. Okay, it depends what they did wrong. And almost because women are more likely to consider an offense such as rude language or behavior deserving of an apology compared to men.
Oh, I call horse shit on that.
I do too. I think
They say men are more likely to apologize than women. Is that what they said?
I said women are more
men don't know how to apologize.
No, women are more likely to apologize than men.
Yes, but I have a problem with that.
Horse shit. You ever hear an argument between Scotty and Blind Girl? Ain't nobody apologizing. No one's apologizing for shit.
I usually end up having to be the one that apologizes.
That's because it's your fault.
Not all the time.
No, it is. No,
No,
it is.
Not all the time, no.
Are you right? Are you trying to say you've apologized for arguments that haven't been your fault?
Sometimes, yeah, just because I can't be arsed arguing anymore.
You're learning. You're learning how to do relationships. Sometimes you do need to do that.
I was like, this is fucking. I can't be arsed anymore. I didn't even want an argument to begin with. I'm just gonna fucking end this shit because
It just only gets bad when they realize that's what you're doing. It's happened to me a few times. Going, yep, I'm sorry, and then I've had that question. What for? I'm like,
Mango will not ask before, so she will not ask
All right,
before. I'm fine.
I had a girl ask me that one time when we were dating. I'm sorry. What for? For what? Fuck.
yeah.
For dating you? And that's obviously no. She and I haven't spoken since.
And I've had to get into that whole argument of, that bad thing that pissed you off, and then
Sometimes I just laughing that she's right, even though she's not right. So, yeah.
Cuban, honestly, as you should. You feel judged in front of women, as you should.
I do very
Most
much.
women-
Because, dude, I'm
most-
not into like the whole hair and then like
Women are way more fucking judgmental than men are.
and then Gucci. I'm like a t-shirt and jeans type of person, so it's like
wait a sec, Cuban.
I get in front of other girls who are really into like that whole makeup and like the trends and things like that, and I sincerely like I walk up. I feel judged. I feel like they're giving me weird looks. Like I don't know.
Cuban, I can't for a second think of any reason why any other woman, or in fact any other human being, would have to judge you.
It's not like that. It's just initial impressions, like you walk
I think
into
women are way more fucking judgmental than men are, though.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they are, yes, but I think that's an evolutionary thing because we have had to be judgmental about like our partners as well in order for our species to continue the way they are.
Well, it's the way it can be. You have to judge each other so that you make yourself feel better, so that you can actually find a partner.
That as well.
Who's shaving?
Comparison. I don't know. I think it sounded like a vibrator to me, not shaves.
But Azalea might Sadie Doyle.
Always. Your mind goes there. What is wrong with you, sweetheart?
But Azalea magazine, like I said, Sadie Doyle wrote notes on the study. It's not just that men are socialized to apologize. They're socialized to believe that apologies are necessary. If it wasn't the women over apologize and it wasn't the men under apologize, both genders give apologies whenever they believe they had done something wrong. Men are less likely to believe that they could do wrong. They could be wrong. Or maybe they weren't. Maybe it's just psyche, I guess. And this isn't to say that the terms of employment is deliberately used by the terms of employment is deliberately used by men in a cynical way, even though in some cases it definitely is. Rather, I believe that for most men being taught how to apologize is something fearless and expedient. How do you fucking teach how to apologize? I mean, really. Other than, I don't know, say sorry when you're in the wrong, I guess. I don't know.
I say sorry a lot because like of my self-confidence. So perhaps it's a self-confidence thing as well, and not pertaining to men or women, but simply what's inside yourself.
I guess maybe. I know it's entirely evolutionary. I just think many of us enjoy making each other feel like shit. Maybe.
Maybe. I'm just not used to that sort of mindset, so I can't really like speak to it. It's just things I've seen and read about,
I think some prick says you're gorgeous.
Thanks. Sorry.
When I made this point last week on Twitter last week, my inbox was inundated with women telling me about experiences they've had trying to teach men how to apologize.
Yeah,
None
sorry.
which gains all this stories.
Inked in the
similar
chat has
to-
got it right. Inked in the chat has got it right, Maria.
No, I just read it out.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
I'm trying to get you in front of us on the Streamlabs.
Yes. Help the quest to get Scotsman to Canada.
The thing is, I don't think, I don't think men have a problem apologizing as much as perhaps they're not so much like mind readers. And if you don't communicate like what's wrong, like they can't guess it, right? So you have to be very open with your communication when it comes to like men. I've noticed like in particular, like you say what's on your mind, you say how you feel, that's that. You don't like allude to things or, play these little like tiptoe things. Just say how you feel. Like if you don't like something, tell them right then. They
But
will.
one thing I'll say about Wango, she doesn't do like what a lot of women do, where they just like they expect you to guess what's wrong.
No, you don't guess. Like people are mind readers, man. I
The
hate
thing
it.
is,
When
there are a lot
people
of- there are a lot of
do that. And then
women
the
that
silent
do-
treatment. The silent treatment does nothing but push each other away. It doesn't fix your situation. It doesn't do anything.
What I'm saying is, there's a lot of women that will do that. There's a lot of women that will do that. Though that will just like say like some cryptic fucking bullshit that I'm supposed to guess.
Yep.
At least Blind Girl will spell out fucking obvious what's wrong, whether or not, even if I agree with it or not. So yeah, at least she'll do that.
Ums Killer says almost as if men hate it when women try to get them to do shit. There is an art to like getting people to do stuff. It's called also reciprocation as well. People do stuff for you, you do stuff for them. And also the way you ask, I've learned.
I had to shut my dad down and show him a piece of paper on how to apologize while I was in floods of tears because of the comment he made about me. Well, fucking man the fuck up. One told me another had been in a relationship for nearly 7 years, said he always goes straight to defensive and then tells me I'm overreacting, and then my overreacting makes me feel inadequate and intimidated, so I end up having to apologize and calm both of us down. I don't think he's aware that he does that. Maybe you just need to fucking man up or something and stop being so fucking pathetic. Maybe there's an idea there. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I being a dick? Probably. Ugh. I feel so inadequate and intimidated. Well, fucking man up. I don't know.
We all have our like parental issues.
I think he really does that, but it does mean that there are so many things he's done in the past that I'm still upset about. That probably won't get addressed. Well, everyone makes mistakes.
Correct.
My boyfriend is willing to apologize when he does something wrong, and other women told me, but then he gets irritated and angry when I don't immediately respond to. The way he wants what's for him is to forget it happened. He finds it hard to understand, even though I accept his apology. I need him to understand my emotions.
Okay, well, here's the thing about
He helps me understand his emotions as well.
exactly. And here's the thing about apologies is like you forgive it and you forget, right? But people have a problem forgetting. They forgive, but then they don't forget and they keep bringing it up. And that is a really annoying thing. When somebody, I don't know, I'm not I'm divorced, so I have absolutely no counseling whatsoever.
Yeah, okay. Bye, Tom.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying bye to Tom because he's away for a shower.
Oh, bye, Tom.
Have fun. Remember to clean behind your ears, Tom. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I've just had an email come through. I've had a copyright claim tonight.
No way.
Uh-oh.
It'll be fine. All that'll happen, you just get ads on your
Bet
video.
it was DuckTales. Bet it was Baby Shark. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Do what now?
I heard one thing. Is anyone still watching this other than fucking...
You got a copyright claim for Baby Shark?
Yes.
There's still 11 people watching this thing.
Baby Shark, yeah.
I'm watching. I'm listening to you.
In almost all stories I heard, one thing stood out. It wasn't that men didn't know how or when to apologize, but rather they lacked so many, like the emotional intelligence to understand the role of what an apology was.
And that's bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit right there.
Yeah, Yeah,
So
that
I'd
is
like to
bullshit.
apologise to viewers of my stream. In future, when I do go for a piss and I put the "Be Right Back" screen, you just get in silence from now on.
We could just hold it in.
Considering my streams currently run at like 3 or 4 hours, it's quite difficult.
Oh.
I think
I'll
we
be
all.
on-
I think men are actually rather more sensitive than women but you guys just have to hide it more. You know, you're taught from a very young age, don't show this emotion, don't show that emotion, man up, toughen up, get those nipples hard, like toughen up those nipples.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I have never heard "toughen up those nipples" spoken up to a man.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, no, I've never heard that expression either.
Thunder once pulled back in.
Sorry.
Sorry, I accidentally exited the entirety of Chrome instead of just one tab.
Right.
Thunder pants. Oh,
Children dictate people cannot just dictate what people should do.
That's fucking brilliant.
Hey, as Cuban says, an art form also being nice helps. There is no script, though a good apology tends to start with accountability. Writes Katie Heaney. In a piece on the role of apologies in American politics for the cut, no apology will have meaning if we haven't listened carefully to the parents' party anger and pain more than anything. The hurt party wants to know. Come on, fucking.
I can agree with that. I can actually agree with that. Because hasn't everybody been in that much pain that you wish the other person had felt it because they caused it on you, right?
Yep.
I think that's, an adequate assumption.
I think it pertaining to something you were saying, Cuban, about guys with emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Old school. It got to a point where most men would not show emotions, but then they started showing emotions again, and now we're at a point where they're not really showing emotions so much again.
And what really
But
sucks
for
is
different.
Go ahead. I'm
But
sorry.
the thing is, it's for different. It's for different reasons. Now like old school men, they didn't show emotions because men were tough. Men were tough. Men didn't show how they felt and all that. But then, like the metros,
that metrosexual wave came through.
hipsters, which were metrosexuals, which before that were just new age.
Yeah.
All about sitting there and expressing your feelings. But the problem is, a lot of the ones who showed their feelings kind of stopped because
They
they started showing their feelings. Well, it got to the point where they were quickly shown by most women that nobody cares how men feel, so why bother?
No, and that's
Street Mafia says emotions are not real.
that's not the
Emotion
case.
in a box or a bottle. No Moth Queen, no
Can't
Baby
really-
Shark. We don't do Baby Shark's banned around here, remember?
Well, yeah, I would. I'm actually going to support that now because it will get your stream claimed, apparently.
Still to this day though, like you see domestic violence.
Who's claiming the ownership?
I'm sorry.
I bought Baby Shark at least like 4 months ago.
Apparently, who's claiming the ownership on it is Daddy Shark. Do.
Daddy Shark.
Really?
Daddy Shark is claiming my shit.
Anyway. Someone else on your phone.
I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Wants to know more than anything, the hurt party wants to know that we really get it. That our empathy and remorse is genuine, then we'll carry some of the pain that we've caused. When it's only counties the empathy and understanding something is, and it's not something you only can answer. But if his opening monologue considered to be progress when it comes to genuine remorse compared to Ben, who still don't recognise the legitimate grievances of Me Too. That it's clear a lot of men still have a long way to go. Yeah, the guy didn't even fucking do anything wrong. Okay, he had sex and he was a bit shit at the sex. Is that really a fucking... Does that constitute rape now, does it?
Anything constitutes rape now, mate. You know that.
Like, hey, you know, I fucked somebody, I didn't enjoy it, they raped me. Like, really? It's Shark Week on Discovery Channel,
Fuck it.
and they play that while showing off kids coloring pages of Shark Week. Well, it doesn't mean that gets played here. I don't know if I can copyright strike. If you want Baby Shark, you can have your own stream of Baby Shark.
Math Queen, considering what you know Shark Week also means, that's probably not a good thing to get kids colouring in pictures of. Just bloody gussets.
Ding to Banadova Bell. Frank Green Thunder does.
Killer, was that ding for me for the daddy shark joke? Because I was quite proud of that.
No, you shouldn't be. I need a pitch. It's probably time to end this shit.
Yeah, it is. It's nearly, well, it's 25 to, isn't it?
Yeah. People, chill.
I'll let everyone else go first.
Trucker. Trucker. Chill.
Pumpkin Trucker Channel, 8 a.m. tomorrow Eastern, 1 p.m. GMT or GST or whatever the hell,
GMT.
whatever it is right now. Yeah.
BST. It's BST.
BST is a bullshit time zone. It shouldn't exist.
Well, yeah, but GMT is still 1 hour behind, so BST is the right time for us right now.
Still shouldn't exist.
All right. How about
It shouldn't.
how about 8 a.m.
I
How about
agree.
8 a.m. Eastern time or 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time? Figure it out from there. Going to Springfield, Pennsylvania, and somewhere around 2 to 3 p.m. there will be another episode of Pumpkins Post Trip.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Who else have we got? Maria. When are you next on my free cams?
And I Peter shells, we can just end this shit.
No, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm doing a afternoon stroke evening stream tomorrow night. As I mentioned before, I'm doing text adventures. The old-fashioned kind of, walk north. This is what you see kind of things. So, come along. It should be quite funny.
Anyway, stream same time tomorrow. Numbers on the I hope it will. Numbers on the show account. You're all a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.
And you're an asshole. We off air now. Oh, good. I don't want to deal with those cunts again.
Sorry about that. Yeah, anyway, stream same time tomorrow. I accidentally fucking left the thing and didn't click end broadcast. I thought, yeah. Fucking
Yeah, sorry, Scotsman. I did notice you hadn't ended the streams, but I thought, just fucking hell.
Anyway. Oh, hell we will. Numbers on the show account. You're all a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.
Arse.